I'm in admin.microsoft.com because I want to make sure that I have the proper login for Outlook before I go ahead and configure my Outlook client. So you can see multiple different username options. You've got the username and email, and I just have the one username. But I can also create aliases if I like. So I'll call this one sales, for instance. If I'd like to create a sales email, so the email comes to my same email mailbox, I can go ahead and click add, and now anyone can send me an email to sales at this address or Robert at this address. And I can create as many different usernames as I'd like. If I have multiple domains, I can also create those at those domains as well. So I'll choose to save. And now we have the primary email address and the alias addresses. And you can have as many show up here below, but only one of these is going to be used to log in. So if I wanted to change one of these aliases to be my primary, I would simply go to these three dots and choose change to primary. And then instead of logging in as Robert, I would need to log in as sales. So you just have a single login with as many alias email addresses that people can send to as you need. Now that I know my primary email address and login, I can go ahead and open up Outlook and I can start using it. So I'll choose my start button once again, and this time I don't see Outlook in the list, so I'll just go ahead and type Outlook in the search box. And I can choose the Outlook Classic or the new Outlook app. I'll go ahead and choose the new Outlook app, and it's going to prompt me for the login information to add in, so it'll open up Outlook with all my email. It's going to set everything up. And since I'm already registered with the Robert address that you see here, it went ahead and added that by default. In older versions of Outlook, many times you would have to go ahead and add that information in manually. And don't forget, you can also add in your email to Outlook on your Apple iPhone or your Android as well. And here's my inbox. Now, the inbox has come with several welcome emails that you can certainly select and get information about. And the Copilot button just appeared in the top right-hand section. So if there's any questions or any help that I need, I can go ahead and use that. Sometimes you'll get pop-ups with various pieces of information that you can choose to select or close. When we go to create an email, you'll see this drop down. You can choose to create email, an event, and other options. So I'll choose mail, and I'll put in an address. And I'll put in a subject and body and go ahead and click send. Let's say you receive a rather large email and you don't have time to read the whole thing. You can go up to Copilot and you can choose summarize. And it's just going to give me a summary of what that email says so I can get through it a little bit more quickly. I can do something similar with a new email. Here I can click on Copilot and choose to create any one of these different types of messages. So I'll say a short and friendly message. And now it's writing that email for me. Next, of course, you can create the email location as well as the subject and edit the text as needed and send. It can definitely be a time saver. Now let's take a look at some training issues that you might need for support with your users. I'm going to delete these messages. And I like to tell users that there may be some junk mail that they may need to go through. Here you can see that there's a message that I had previously sent. The reply came back that there's a conflict with the policy in my organization, and it went into junk mail. A lot of times you're going to receive junk mail from various different locations from people you didn't ask to receive junk mail, but sometimes the junk mail will come in and you're going to want to be able to put it back into your inbox because it was pulled there by mistake. So there's a couple of things that we can do. One is you can just drag it right into your inbox. and it will just go ahead and move it there or to any other folder. Another thing is you can select the email, right click on it, and choose things such as block. You can block the sender or choose to never block sender. Now this is one of these areas that you need to be aware of is if you choose never block sender, you can never block that sender again. So make sure that they realize that that means it's always going to be unblocked if you choose that option. You can also choose report to report junk or phishing, and it'll either go to Microsoft or to your local administrator for email. You can also move your email into other locations or just choose to drag and drop it in. The email portion is not usually as confusing as some of these other options, such as calendar. So I'll click on calendar, and here you can create a new event. Now, if I hit the drop down, you can choose new mail or new event. So I'll choose new event, or I can just double click on that area. Now I'm going to maximize this event to show everything that I need to see all at once, so I won't get a drop down in order to be able to see all the different features. I'm going to choose to invite an attendee. I'll just go ahead and invite myself since I only have just the one email. And areas you need to train staff on this is going to be the reminder. Make sure they have a reminder that gives them enough time to either drive to a location or prepare for that meeting. So in many cases, 15 minutes is not going to be enough. So you'll click, say, the 1 hour. And another area is going to be make recurring. A lot of staff will make the same appointment over and over for every week. Instead, they can choose to make it repeat. So you can choose how often and whether it's going to be by the day, the week, the month, or the year. And how far into the future it's going to continue. Whenever I schedule classes, typically we're looking at 11 or 12 weeks. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make sure that my classes are going to stop reminding me that there is a class after 11 or 12 weeks, whatever it is for that particular term. Reminders are great. We certainly don't want to miss anything. I certainly don't want to find out I've missed teaching a class as I'm sitting watching TV, having dinner, realizing, oh, I'm supposed to be logged into Zoom teaching a class right now. Take a look at the Teams meeting. By default, it's going to be on. That means it's going to create a special URL. So when this event gets sent, and it shows up as an email for the recipient, there'll also be a link to a Teams meeting. But if this is an on-location meeting, that could be a real confusing element for that particular user. So you may want to turn that off. So I'll click send. I'll click send anyway, even though we don't have a location. And then it will show up in that particular user's email. A lot of times staff will be unhappy with the way that the calendar is showing. And you can see by default it's showing the work week. Most of the time people want to just see the day. So make sure that they know the difference between these different options. Older versions of Outlook don't have the same look. They don't give you the option for 2 days, 3 days, etc. But the newest version does have a lot more options. If you go over to the to-do list, you may notice it's going to take you to an online web type of configuration. And that makes it just a lot easier to share with other people if you'd like to. I'm going to go back to email and just show how to recover an email. A lot of times people will delete something from their deleted items and then realize they would like to recover it. So they'll click on Restore and click on Recover Items Deleted. And there's the email that I had deleted from the deleted items. Then I can go ahead and drag that in my inbox, and now it's been recovered. By default, you're only going to get recovery for up to 30 days, although that can be changed by the administrator. If it's been beyond that time, then it needs to be restored from backup. And there you have Outlook and all the common support issues that you might see with your staff in Microsoft 365 Office applications.